welcome back. Today I'm going to do sweet and sour pork using the hobo stove. I'm in a beautiful place. Just take a look, just over there. Right, set the kettle off. I boiled that for the rice. Okay, now pretty simple dish this, very simple. Okay, we've got the pork. Normally I do the pork in batter, but I've only got one hobo stove with me. If you had two hobo stoves, I could do a batter with this. So I'm just going to cook the pork and then fry it off. Basically it's a stir fry, but we're going to do it, you know, we've got garlic there, we've got some chilies. It's just going to have a bit of a kick to it. Now first job we've got to do is just marinate this pork. So all I'm going to do to marinate the pork, let's just rearrange about here. Get the bowls over there, there we go. Okay, so we're going to add the pork, well, the chilies first and the garlic, just finely chopped garlic, and then we're just going to make a very quick marinade. And all we're going to do is a teaspoon of lemon juice, a teaspoon of vinegar, there we go. Basically a tiny bit of soy sauce, probably a teaspoon. This is light soy sauce, by the way. And then a teaspoon of paprika. Let me get that out, there we go. So if I just get a spoon there, you can see me measure that out. There you go, a teaspoon. Simple as that. And then basically mix all that up. There we go. And then we're just going to add the pork to that. And we're going to let it sit there for about 20 minutes. You can leave it longer, I often do, because what I normally do is let that marinate for 20 minutes, then put flour on it, then I'd add batter to it, then I'd fry that. Once it's kind of just about golden, just before it gets golden brown, take it out, cook my sauce up, then refry it to make the pork balls really crispy. But tonight I'm not doing it in batter, I'm just doing a bit more of a simplified version, because not everybody's away camping. Whoop. That'll go in the bin. I've got more than enough pork here. Right, there we go. Right, so basically you're just coating the pork in the marinade, and then we're going to sit there with that. Just cover it up and then leave that for 20 minutes. I'm not actually going to cover it up because I don't know where my cling film is. Anyway, give me a second. Now I want to show you what this bay looks like. Well, here we have it, Scrinkle Bay. Now then, just down there is something absolutely amazing, and it's called Church Door Bay. And in the rocks is these huge, massive holes which looks like church doors, and then you go through them. That takes you into another little sort of bay, and then from that you can go into the you go through the cave, and that takes you into yet another bay. Now it's going to be really beautiful down there tonight. The sun's about to set, and this is gorgeous. I mean, look at that over there, the sun's setting on the trees, the colours are absolutely beautiful. Not often I actually come on just a normal campsite. I like to be in the mountains or in the woods, but I'm here to actually explore Scrinkle Bay and Church Door Cave or whatever it's called. I don't know. I'm going to go down there later on, really explore it. I'm going to make a video about it as well. So there we go. Right, let's get back to the cooking. Right, there we go. I've had that in there, what, 20 minutes? Okay. Lovely walk down there. Love that bay. Right, so here we go. Right, 20 minutes in there. Now, let's get the rice. Now, I'm going to cook the rice first. I don't normally if I was cooking at home, but I've got one hobo stove, yeah. and I've got to use 2 pans on the same hobo. So I'm going to keep the filling hole towards the back, pop that on there like that, bang a bit more wood in. We want to get that nice and hot because we want to be able to boil the rice. Okay, so here we go. 1 pot for boiling the rice. Just normal plain old basmati rice. Oh no, it's jasmine rice, this one. I like jasmine rice. There we go, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 fairly big handfuls. Yeah, I'll put a bit more in. Then to that, we're going to add some salt. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, I lost the oil then, it just fell out. And I've lost the cork for that. Right, so salt in. About a small handful, there we go. Not a handful there, probably about 2 teaspoons worth. And then from that to that, we're just going to add hot water straight from the kettle. Rice is the most simplest thing in the world, especially when you're away. Water in there. There we go. Bang on the lid. Straight onto the hobo. Stick in the top. Remember, if it falls down there, it's in the flames. You're going to burn yourself. I need a bit of a heavier stick than that. Try that. Smoke in my eyes. There we go. Right, now, onto the sauce. So before we're actually going to make sure that rice is just cooked. Then we're going to drain it off. And then when we come to serve it up, I'm just going to throw more hot water into it, which will reheat the rice. And of course the actual sweet and sour pork and the sweet and sour sauce, that'll be hot. And then we can just serve it straight away. But once that's cooked, I'm going to drain it off. Leave it, as long as there's no water in, it's not going to go all sticky and stodgy and basically be overcooked. So as long as I take the water out, it won't overcook. Right, so now then, we want the actual sweet and sour sauce. Now, we'll make that up. Very simple sauce. Don't forget, we've already got chilli and garlic in there with a little bit of soy, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of lemon juice, okay? I've not put salt in it because the soy is salty enough as it is, so we don't want to kind of overdo it. Right, right, now then, I haven't got another spoon. Let's find a spoon. There we go. Right, first of all, we're going to add 4 tablespoons of sugar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it's not got much of a bottle in this spoon, so everything else I'm going to have to, can't really measure it out, but I'll kind of read them off to you. So 4 sugar, 3 teaspoons. Whoop. It's way more too much there. Going to be a bit. I might have to add some more sugar to this. Then a good old sort of 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. There we go. And basically, that's it. You just mix that together. A little bit of lemon juice. And then to that, we need something to thicken it up. I'm going to add a good old blob of tomato puree. About a tablespoon. And then about a teaspoon of corn flour. So roughly about a teaspoonful. And that is your final sauce. Now we can add more vinegar. Oh, I forgot the paprika. There we go. Where's the paprika? We're going to add. We've already added a bit of paprika to the meat. I'm just going to put pinch more, because we've got half a teaspoon in there, I'm just going to put another half teaspoon in there. There we go. I'm just going to mix all that together. There we go. I'm just going to add some warm water to that, which will dissolve all that sugar. It doesn't matter if it doesn't, but we just need a little bit more sauce. There we go. Probably need a little bit more cornstarch in it, corn flour in it, if it's too thin. But what we'll do, we just put a little bit in the cup, add some water to it, and if it's not thickening up enough when we do the stir fry, we'll just thicken it up then. It's easy. It's not real big size, so it's quite a simple dish really. Right, okay, so there you go. There's the rice on the boil. There's the sauce done. Veggies are cut up. Let's show you what we've got on here. We've got some chopped onion, chopped pepper, some finely sliced carrot, and then some cherry tomatoes, which I've just halved. Okay, so right, I'm just going to wait for the rice to come to the boil now, and all I want to do is basically cook the rice so it's soft. Let's get a fork in, and it's softening up quite nice. There we go. Sticking to the bottom of the pan a bit, but loosen it all off. Now, I don't want it to go completely soft. I want it till it's just so I can bite through it, because obviously it'll carry on cooking a little bit on its own when I've drained the water off. Let's just have a quick try. No, it's still quite hard, so it won't take long. It'll take a couple of minutes, literally. I'll boil it away in there. Right. So what I'm going to do, when the rice is finished, I'm going to come back. I'll get back to you. Okay. So give me a minute, and I'll be back to you. Now let's just try that rice. It's been on for about 3 or 4 minutes. Just give it a quick taste. Oh, yeah, you take that off quickly. That, when I tasted it a second ago, it's still quite chewy. The reason being, I don't want it to overcook, and I've still got to warm it up after I've actually used the wok. Let's get some wood in there, because we need to load that up. We need some pretty good fire in there. Basically, you can use twigs, sticks, pine cones, whatever you're using on your hobo. Doesn't really matter, as long as it burns, it's going to do tea. Right, so now what I'm going to do with this rice is I'm going to drain that off into another pan, and then just send it and then return it back to the pan. Get the old fold out strainer. It's not wanting to open up. There we go. Right, pop that in there like so. Now all I'm going to do is just pour that straight in. There we go. It's a bit hot. Whoa. There we go. And then a little bit stuck in the bottom there. Now I'm just going to set that aside. But still quite a bit stuck in the bottom of there. Let's just get a bit of water from the kettle. It's cooled down a bit now, this water, but still fairly hot. Just to get the remains out. There we go. Strain that off there. Whoop. Still a bit more in that. Quite starchy, that rice. I should have rinsed it first. Right, I'm just going to pop that aside over here so it doesn't get spilt over it. I'll pop that on my Dutch oven lid, believe it or not. It works as a great base. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to boost this fire up. Now, a good trick with this to get the fire boosted up when it's on the hobo is just stick your kettle on it, like so. And within seconds, it'll relight, and then we can get the actual wok on there and start cooking the next bit. So while that relights itself, I'm just going to get everything ready. Okay. Right, give that another little stir. Right, we've got the sugar there and the corn flour. That's mixing in. Every now and again, it starts to seem to separate. There we go. Let's get the wok going. Right, we've got a nice bit of heat there in the fire. Let's pop that. A few more sticks in there. Now we want to get the wok really hot. So we just basically we're gonna add some oil to the wok. Just got a little bit of muck in there, get rid of that. So oil to the wok. 2 tablespoons roughly, just covering the bottom. There we go. Let's get rid of the oil. Rub it down there. Right, here we go. Now again, a few more sticks on. Let's get this wok really hot. Now, a little one I like to do to make sure the wok's at temperature is what I call the sizzle test. And all I'm going to do, a little bit of pepper in there. And when that pepper starts to sizzle, then we can actually start cooking. So, here we go, a bit of pepper in there. Right, I think we're there on that. Let's just give it another test with the pepper. Oh yeah, sizzles like anything. Right, that wok is nice and hot. Right, so now we can go ahead. Whee! In goes the meat. Right, now we're just gonna whack that round. And you see that meat start to brown off. There we go. Yeah, as soon as that meat browns off, we're going to add the onions. Okay, so you've got your garlic, you've got your chilli, and you've got your marinade in there. We've thrown it all in. Right, there we go. Next in is the onions. Throw the onions in. Don't matter if other bits go in, but the main thing, we want the onions in first. There we are. Right, throw a bit more fire in there. That's it. Now we're going to try and keep this wok. It's a little bit big, this wok, for the hobo, but my other one, the handle's too heavy and it falls off. So, oh, we've cooled down a bit there. There we go. We're sizzling away there. Onions are softening nicely. Don't want them too soft. I do like that. Just a little bit of crunch left in my onion. So it's not just completely cooked. It's just got that little, like you do when you go down to the takeaway and get your Chinese. Okay, there we go. Right, I'm gonna throw another stick in. Oh, we've got fire under there. Just gotta make sure that hobo doesn't go cold. Right, now in with the vegetables. We're just gonna throw everything in there, what's left to go in. Now we'll give that a quick. There we go. Obviously it's cooled the wok down again, but it shouldn't take 2 minutes, well, a few seconds before it kind of heats up again. It's just the vegetables are a bit cold when they've gone in. There we go. Good. Right, that's been, I actually cut the video there just for save time when it comes to editing, rather than film the whole 3 minutes of frying off the actual vegetables. Now then, your carrots and what have you, they're softening up there. They're going a bit floppy. Right, so now it's time to add this. Right, so we're going to mix in there. Make sure the corn flour, the sugar's actually dissolved into that. So just add that there, sizzling away. And what we're going to do now is just watch that thicken up. Get it to temperature. We're going to give it a taste. Remember, I slipped with the vinegar, so it could be a bit too, not so sweet and a bit too sour. But if that's the case, we just balance it out. And that's the thing with sweet and sour. it's a balance of the sweet and of the sour. So, you know, we just end up with more sauce. If it gets too strong a flavour, we add some water to it. If it's too runny, we add some corn flour to it. If it's too sour, we add sugar to it. If it's too sweet, we just add a bit of vinegar to it. And then that, to balance off the seasoning, the saltiness, we'll use the soy sauce. So here we go. Right, so let's give that just a couple of minutes. So I'm just going to cut the video again and then see how we go. Right, there we go. Stirring away there. I'm just squashing in these tomatoes just so the juice gets into the sauce. Now, I'm looking at that sauce. I'm just going to have a quick taste, because I'm a bit worried whether it'll be sour, too sour, and not enough sweet. Actually, ooh, that's bang on. Right, you got the hint of the garlic. You definitely got the hint of the paprika. The heat of the chilli is there, but it's not too hot, you know. It's just a gentle warm. Is it seasoned enough? Oh yeah. Do you know what? The balance of the sweetness and the sour is perfect. So I don't need no more sugar. I didn't slip too much with the vinegar. What it could do with just a little bit more saltiness. So I'm just going to add a little bit more, tiny bit of soy sauce there, the light soy sauce. Remember, if you're using dark soy sauce, you'll need less, okay? It's a lot richer, it's a lot darker, and it's got a lot more sauce, well, soy flavouring type thing. Right, so, and the colour's nice as well. Oh, bang on, bang on. Right, so we've got the right soy sauce, we've got the right vinegar, we've got the right sugar. We've got one slight problem. It's a little bit runny. So what I'm going to do, ooh, we're losing our fire under there. Get some more sticks in. Now, the longer I cook it, it will thicken up on its own because it has got a bit of corn flour in there. Remember the trick here. I've lost my fire a little bit. All I'm going to do, was the kettle back on, just for a few seconds, and basically that'll get the flames going again. It'll get it hot again. Here we go. You'll hear it. Come on, there we go. My vent might be blocked a little bit, but it's all right, it's all right. There we go, the flames are coming out. I can see the flames on the top of the kettle there. What we're actually going to do, to just try and thicken it up a little bit more, I'm just going to add a little bit more corn flour. Now, if I put the corn flour straight into that, it's going to go lumpy. The corn flour is just going to stick to itself. It's going to go lumpy. So the best way to do it is just to add a little bit of water and mix it separate in a cup. Right, we've got the flame back there now. There we go. Right, so the flame's back. Get a bit of corn flour. We add that to the cup first. Don't need a lot. Just going to add that much for now. We can always add more if we need to. And basically, a little bit of water from the kettle. There we go. Give that a good stir so it dissolves into the water. And then we're just going to add that gently. There we go, and that should thicken up nicely. Then what we're going to do, we'll take this off, pop it aside. Oh, look at that, it's thickening up lovely. There we go. You can use normal flour to thicken up. The only thing is, normal flour will add flavour, its own flavour to it, a floury taste. Whereas corn flour doesn't really do that. So basically, if you're using normal flour, you just have to cook it that bit longer to cook out the flour, as they say. Right, oh, that's good, that's good. Right, I've got another test, another taste. Yeah, we've got a nice thick sauce. Bear in mind, it'll carry on thickening up. Oh, that's beautiful. You know, at this point, it's how sweet you like it. If you like sweet and sour, really, really sweet. I mean, you go to different restaurants, you go to different takeaways, and basically, they're all slightly different. So, here we go. Right, I think that's thick enough. It's absolutely great. We're now going to take this off. Right, now then, kettle's boiling. Okay, let's bring that rice back up to temperature. All we're going to do is pop that back into the back into the pan. It's got nice and sticky like you get with Chinese rice. It's still actually hot enough to serve. You know, nice and sticky like just like you get in the restaurant. I'm just going to add that to there. Let's just we're running out of fire. Keep the fire going. The home fire's burning. There we go. There we go. Pop that down there. Just gonna add some hot water straight from the kettle. There we go. Bring that back up to just not much of a temperature. Let's pop that back on there. There we go. Remember, I took it off just before it was ready. Oh, that rice was absolutely beautiful and soft. Nice and fluffy. There we go. Quick warm up. Bear in mind, that water's boiling. And all we're going to do is strain that off again. Okay. So let's get our sauce back on. There we go. We've got a pan under there. I'm just going to pour that straight into the strainer. There we go. It will be hot on the bottom. Okay. Oh, smoke in the eyes. Make sure this isn't sticking. Look at that. Lovely. It's lovely going thick, that now. There we go. See, when you go in a Chinese restaurant and they cook sweet and sour, they'll often use tomato ketchup. It's the biggest thing used in Chinese cooking is tomato ketchup. The only problem I find, it's a little bit sickly. So that's why I use tomato puree. Get it out. Tomato puree. It's not quite as sickly on the finished products. Let's give that a try now. We're at temperature on that. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Oh, I really like that. Okay, time to plate up. There we go. So basically, plating up. Let's plate the rice first. Whoa, I'm better take that off. Oh, yes. Right. Plate up the rice. Don't too much rice. Oh, that is a lot of rice. Let's just move the rice. The good sized plates, these. Move the rice to the side, like so. Any gaps you can fill them in. There we are. Bit of gap there. More rice on that side. There we go. And then next clip. And now with the sauce. You can put pineapples in here as well, but smoker doesn't like pineapple, so I don't basically cook with pineapple. What a lovely colour. Just the right amount of sauce as well. Don't do too much there, don't do too little. There you go. Hobo. Sweet and sour pork. The main thing is in the testing. Let me go there. The rice is just right, nice and fluffy. The bells, the sweetness are absolutely perfect. Thickness, the right consistency, and the seasoning's great. Let's try the meat. It's well cooked, still got a chew to it, but it's not too chewy. It's absolutely perfect. There you go. How simple is that? Sweet and sour pork on the simplest little hobo stove. Well, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Leave some comments. I've had some really great comments lately, especially on on all my channels, not just on YouTube. So like what you see, just hit them buttons, and there you go. So from me here, peace out.